2009 Honda Pilot. I have issue with the ABS module in this car. So right now the ABS light is not on, but as soon as I start driving the car, I don't know, maybe half a mile down the road, the ABS light will come on. We have a ECM PCM field, but the code that actually is giving us a problem, it's this one here, the 6101 modulator control unit initial low voltage. So let's go ahead and look some data here. I'm gonna pull up the my voltage here, the battery voltage on the ABS module. Right now we got a 14.5 volts. Let's take it for a test drive. As soon as I get to the first stop sign, the ABS light came on. The problem with this car is you cannot drive over 20 miles an hour. It's going to lose the communication with the ABS module. But now on my scan tool, my lowest voltage there was 13.6 volts. So that looks okay. Even though when I got the car on a test drive the first time, actually voltage was dropping down to like 10 volts. Unfortunately, I did not save it because I lost my communication when I accelerated a little bit, but it was dropping down. So right now, actually, I'm not sure why the ABS light is on, because I did not lose the voltage on my ABS module. There you go. Right now, it's dropping down to 11.8 volts. And so I'm not sure what is my system voltage, but I literally hit the bump before I got in the garage and the voltage dropped down. Even though my ABS light came back on, but the battery voltage was pretty steady. So let's go back at the end of the driveway and see if we can get it to act up. I got a little bump on my driveway. Let's see if the voltage is gonna drop when I hit the bump. I need to check my codes. There you go. There's a bump. And this time was fine. To be okay now, but you can see where we had this drop in the voltage. Let's see what came back. Yes, in sensor neutral position, so I may have to reset the this sensor, see if this goes away. But we did not have that low voltage. Okay, and let's go under the hood. Now you can see this cable is pretty corroded here. There's some corrosion. However, so right now I have my battery voltage pull up on my scan tool. This wire here is actually loose, and it gives the power to this fuse box here. And let's see if I wiggle this a little bit. There you go, I lost the communication. I'm going to try to see, actually I can put the voltmeter on it and see how low the voltage is going to drop, but let's see, I'm going to wheel again. There you go, 8.1 volts, that's pretty cool. So that's where I'm losing my voltage. So all I did, I pulled this wire up, just that much, and it lost communication. Let's try again. So I have to fix this cable. But all I do is just pull this up just a little bit, and I can see 8.5 volts right there. See that? There you go. Sorry about the glare. Anyhow, that's where I'm getting one of the codes. So I'm just touching this cable just a tiny bit and it's losing communication. Oh, anyhow, so this is the problem right here. This wire, you can see how loose it is, and it's dropping all the voltage on all these fuses here. And So anyhow, this needs to be fixed, and then see if I can maybe get something better here. I'm finishing repair here. Just a little tool that I use to put these eyelets on the cable. I used to use a hydraulic crimper, but this guy is awesome. It's TH0007, tecmoindustrial.com. I don't know how much I paid for it. I got it off of eBay, but it's a very simple device. You just put your cable inside, but you got to have a solid surface so you can actually hit it with a hammer. You just hit it here, like so. You're gonna put the cable and your eyelet in it, then it will squeeze the like that, and it works great. I love this tool. Very simple. As you can see, I pulled the battery out and put this 4x6 in it, and then just put the cable and just hit it 3 or 4 times until it's, you know, nice and flat, and it's not going anywhere. Very simple, effective. Repair is done. It's never easy when you have multiple cables. You have to put it together, but got all the new eyelets. I cut the rusty part of the main cable. This cable is still fine, but then I put new clamp, and then put the nut here in the middle of it, and then you know, the wash on this side, so everything is cramped together. It's really tight. It's not going anywhere. So of course the ground side is still fine. So let's go ahead and take it for a spin. We'll have to reset the steering wheel sensor and see if this takes care of the problem. Before I do anything, I'm going to clear all the codes from all of the modules, and we go from there. Alright, no codes. Let's start it up. Still don't understand why this light is on. Alright, ABS has no codes right now, so let's take you for a test drive. Let's do ignition off. Alright. Well, so far so good. I'm made it out of my neighborhood. I'm on the bypass right now. No lights. Everything seems to be good. I mean, before I wouldn't drive more than a minute or two and the ABS light would come on. And after reset all the sensors, everything seemed to be okay. This one, I got a little lucky. I was able to do a visual inspection and just happened to touch that cable, and by wiggling I could see it was loose, and I didn't film that part, but I had my scan tool plugged in and was communicating with the ABS module. So when I touched that cable, I lost the communication. So well, that's the problem. And we could see it was feeding all those fuses in that little fuse box. Now this car also has a problem with the rear windshield, which is fed by same wire. The two relays in that fuse box, and I was thinking by fixing that cable that's going to fix the rear windshield, but it did not. So it's going to be a second video on that problem. It was an electrical problem as well. And so anyhow, when you're dealing with these kind of things, always use a scan tool. If you can pull up your power supply and monitor the voltage as you drive the car and see if it drops. And sure, this car was dropping down, and then of course you're gonna, what I would do next, I would look for my fuse, maybe set my probes to monitor the voltage at the fuse itself, and take the car for a test drive again and see if the voltage drops there. If not, then I would get to the ABS module, find the feed wire, and then connect my probes to that wire and monitor the voltage and see what the deal is. But anyhow, this was kind of cool actually, I would say. And it looks fine now, everything's good. I'm back in the shop, everything's good. And then I need to film the repair on the rear windshield. It's kind of cool too. Okay, that's all for this one, and see you soon guys. Thank you, bye bye.